Supervisor. He's a right to travel.
Okay. 54. You go ahead and give me a supervisor's term.
You have a driver's license?
Sir, I'm gonna have to. I have all my information on that sheet.
Well, I need a photo ID here in the state of Texas in order to identify you. I've stopped you for a moving violation. It's legal to do. You have no front license plate.
Okay, I'm not a driver, I'm a traveler.
Mr. Richardson.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? We're not here to discuss the politics of what you believe and don't believe in.
Sure.
We respect that view. But you got to understand that for the most part, all voters are required to have a driver's license and show proof of insurance while traveling the state of Texas. The piece of paper you gave me, I'm keeping because it's invalid. You gotta sign the bottom of the document and date it to make it anything valid. You should have read up on that, okay? Go back to your law library and check that out. What I think happened is last time you were arrested for DWI is you got yourself a jailhouse lawyer in there next to you saying, hey, here's what you need to do to mess with the police, okay? Well, guess what? I've been doing this 33 years. I don't care. All right? Now, listen closely. Do not leave the parking lot driving the vehicle. It's illegal. Okay? Look at me. You understand me? Good. I want to see those eyes. I want to make sure you understand. Because I'm not thinking everything's all there. The earth is round. Give me his receipt.
You do seem to have a theory that can't be disproven. Because whenever I talk about standards for disproof, you say, well, they guard the Antarctic and we can't check. Or I don't really have an answer for that. Or there's some guy who says something or whatever, right? But that's not really science, right? To say that every time that this thesis could be disproven, there's some barrier to that disproof. Or you've created an alternate theory of attraction, which is like gravity, but not gravity and so on, which to my knowledge has not been proven. You understand that there's a lot that's not science. Plus, you have to create this universe with the dome, with the Earth at the center of the universe, with the sun 32 miles across, a couple of thousand miles away, and there's lots of challenges around this. You understand that, right?
I understand that this is a very, very hard thing to wrap your mind around. Like, I didn't wrap my mind around it in 45 minutes.
Really not. It's really not, because it is in the category of false, scientifically.
See him? That's him right there. So we're live, and so is he. He's got more people like subscribed to him than we do, but that's all right. So now he's actually telling people lies right now. It's pretty crazy.
I am live, yep. And I do have a YouTube channel.
Yes, you do.
Check it out.
I have.
Oh, you have?
Maybe I have. Maybe
okay.
I haven't.
So, do you believe everything the government tells us?
Well, I certainly don't believe somebody on the street that tells us stuff.
Okay, well, why not?
What's your name?
Joshua.
Hi, Joshua. I'm Scott. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too, man. Where do you live?
I live in Minnesota right here.
Okay, I do too. I live near Minnetonka.
Cool.
Yeah, and I just openly talk about the Earth being flat and not a ball like we're taught in school. What's wrong with researching an alternative viewpoint? What are you afraid of?
How do you know it's flat?
What about water?
What about it?
It's always level and flat, and it does not curve because gravity is not real.
How is gravity not real?
It's never been proven. It's a theory, man.
Then what is your theory? How are you coming to the conclusion that it's not real?
Because the Earth is not spinning at 1,000 miles an hour.
How do you know that?
Do you feel us spinning?
No. How do you know that?
I don't feel us spinning.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah. So how is it real?
Well, the reason that.
Oh, okay. So he's your answer.
The reason.
Yeah, tell me, man.
I'd be careful.
It's because the planet is so big and we're so small.
Okay, who did you hear that from? Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I heard it.
Yeah, he's an actor, man.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
How do you know that?
Because he was on Superman, so he's an actor. Was he not on Superman?
Let's get that look real quick. What?
Was Neil deGrasse Tyson not on Superman?
The reason he's on Superman because he's actually a respected scientist.
No, he's not a respected scientist.
Of course he is.
What about the images of Earth from space? They're perfect circles, are they not?
Yes, they are.
Okay, why does he tell us that there's it's a pear now?
Well, because things change.
Oh, they change
Yes,
the
they
Earth?
do. Absolutely.
All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention? The Earth is flat and not a sphere like we're taught in school. Nothing wrong with researching an alternative viewpoint, right?
Did you know that George W. Bush was the first person to enter the Mile High Club on Air Force One?
Are you a Scientologist?
Am I a Scientologist?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right, folks.
All right, folks.
We're gonna go.
We're gonna go. I'm positively godless.
Huh?
I'm positively
Oh,
godless.
you are?
Yes,
ah,
sir.
yes.
Yes.
I know
so
who you
we've
are.
met now.
Okay, right on,
Yeah.
man.
So now you'll have a dialogue with me.
Okay, well, no, I actually gotta leave, man.
Well, why?
Because I have to be home at, I got a thing going on.
Yeah, but what thing do you have going on?
It's really none of your business, and I did say at the beginning of my stream that I had to leave around 8, so.
Well, it's funny because the minute I showed up here, you scattered.
No, because okay, well, you can believe what you want, man, but I gotta leave and I gotta be home when I want to be home. I told you that the Earth is flat
How do you
and
know
not
that?
a ball.
How do you know that?
Because we're not spinning and I don't feel us moving.
Of course, neither do they.
Yeah, so why can't the Earth be flat and motionless?
Just curious, what would be the government's reason?
Yeah.
You gotta research that on your
No,
own,
and
man.
you asked you a question. If
Yeah,
you're
I'm sure
sitting
he
here,
did, but as the light turns green, I gotta go.
if you're
so.
sitting here telling people the Earth is flat, and he
Yep.
asks you a question about it,
You should
and
be
you
able to
can't
answer
answer it,
Yeah,
then you shouldn't be out here.
I can be out here because it's my opinion, and until they research
And
the
another
Earth being
another
flat,
thing too, I want to actually tell you something.
yeah, tell me something, Scott.
You interrupting a concert
Uh-huh.
is just god awful. When
They were show tunes.
When it doesn't matter if they're show
wasn't a
tunes.
concert.
If they were interrupting a symphonic
Yep.
band concert
Yep.
band
Yep.
playing entertainment, and you go and interrupt them,
Yeah.
that is disgraceful.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's my free
Absolutely.
speech.
Free speech interrupting somebody
Yep.
is disgraceful.
Okay,
you
well,
can
that's
be
your
out here.
opinion.
Just because it's free speech doesn't mean it's not a really horrible thing to do.
Okay, well, if everybody wants to research flat Earth on their
There's
own
this
time, because outer space is fake, they can choose to do that.
Outer space is
Yeah, it's all CGI, Scott, and you
no,
know
it's
it
not.
is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Have you ever been to outer space?
Have you?
No, I haven't.
Then you can't. What? See what I'm saying? High five. High five.
And I choose not to believe what the government tells us about outer space.
Until you've done it.
Until you've done it.
No, you can't
No,
put that
no,
on
you
me.
can't do that on me.
I know
I know
you're
you
about
ain't
on
gonna
mine.
buy
Like,
me.
what are we doing here? What?
What?
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Authentic
right, yeah.
intent.
That's right, Scott.
There it is. That looks good. That looks very... Yes! That's the hit of the whole fruit right there. Ha, ha, ha.
So we have a glass of water, a pitcher of water here, as you can see. The egg has fallen to the bottom of this glass of water, this pitcher of water, excuse me. So, it's not gravity though, it's density. This egg right now is more dense than the water below it, but it's not more dense than this counter top, and it can't go any lower. That's the only thing that's stopping that from dropping any further to its density level. I'm gonna throw some, this is called dense force. Now I'm gonna apply buoyant force to counter or cancel the dense force. It's these two forces of duality that cancel each other out. Will that be enough salt to create enough buoyant force? Oh, I'm putting sugar. God damn it. I just accidentally grabbed the wrong fucking thing.
the flat earther can see and understand that the mathematician has said that, okay, things drop at a certain rate, and we will say that gravity is caused by the mass of the ball Earth, so we will make the ball a certain size and density, therefore giving it a specific mass, which equates to the speed at which objects of mass come down to the Earth. Sure, we can measure that, but we cannot assume, and we certainly have not proven scientifically, that the density within a specific volume of the Earth we are standing on is what's responsible for the rate at which something will fall. It's just never been proven. We can calculate it, but we can't prove it.
How does gravity suck all this massive, millions and millions of tons of water, keeps it nice and snug tight to the Earth, but little birdies can fly freely away? How does gravity determine what is water and what is bird, what it should suck close and what it should let free? I don't understand that part.
Watch a bird fly in all directions. Watch a mosquito fly in all directions. And think about the notion that Mach 1, the speed of sound, is 767 miles an hour. But science says the Earth is spinning at 1,035 miles an hour. That's over 300 miles faster than the speed of sound. If that were the case, wind would only blow in one direction. And as far as sound, everything would be delayed.
I want to see a helicopter like this lifting off from in Australia upside down while the Earth is spinning. I want to see the Earth spinning 1,000 miles an hour while a helicopter takes off and flies around like you tell us it does. It just seems very fucking absolutely ridiculous to me, and you'd have to be really brainwashed to believe something like that, you know? Like the Earth is spinning 1,000. How the hell does a plane land on an Earth spinning 1,000 miles an hour? How's that fucking possible? They're telling us, oh yeah, when the plane lifts up, automatically it's going 1,000 miles an hour with the atmosphere. No, it doesn't work like that. It's all fucking bullshit. It's all bullshit, NASA. Look at this shit. Why don't we have a picture from your frickin' International Space Station of a helicopter lifting off upside down in Australia with our Earth spinning? You know, we don't. We don't have anything.
That when a plane's moving at 500 miles per hour, and the planet's moving that way away from them while it's rotating at a quarter mile per second, it's moving away from them at 18.5 miles per second. In 3 seconds, you'd be in space. It starts at 62 miles from the surface of the planet. In you know, I mean, that may be more accurate. That whatever it is, you know, the 72,000 feet or whatever, that's where the atmosphere ends. And the firmament or the Van radiation belts or whatever the hell is up there, you know, when they do their high altitude plane flights and they've done rockets, the rockets go out and they just stop. You know, there's nothing's going on.
But it's never been scientifically proven what's moving. Yeah? Sure, we have earthbound physics, and we can say that things of a certain mass can accelerate at certain speeds and they will have a certain effect and they will travel certain distances that we can measure here on Earth. But up there in the sky, we don't know the physics of how it all works. If we did, we'd be able to recreate solar systems in a lab, just like we can create electricity or we can create magnetism or frequencies and things like that. If it's science, we understand how it comes about and we can make it or manipulate it.
I applied salt and now it's floating. So I guess salt is anti-gravity, right? I guess salt's anti-gravity. Morons? Look, I just created anti-gravity. All I did was I countered the dense force with the buoyant force. Now it's all about density or the medium that it's in density, right? Because now the medium that it's in, the water has salt in it, it's more dense. And when it's more dense, it's applying more of this buoyant force to this egg. It's floating. The egg is floating. It's anti-gravity, right? No. Gravity doesn't exist. I just proved it. If gravity exists, that egg would still be at the bottom.
Yes, there's a force that holds you down. It does not, it's not the force they're telling you. It doesn't have all those other magical properties that you see in the Spaceballs paradigm. You live on a motionless plane and you're at rest on the surface of the planet. And you're in a pressurized system and you have atmospheric pressures holding you down. That's it.
People trying to call out flat earthers as being stupid, morons, ignorant, flat-tards. No matter who you are, what qualifications you have, what experience you have, what job you do, if you do not have the mental capacity to carry on learning on top of the things we've already been told to learn, then you, I'm afraid, are the retarded one. You are the one dealing with arrested development when you cannot think beyond what you think you already know. If you refuse to consider some of the points that flat earthers are making, especially about the ideas, formulas, theories, and conjecture that makes up the belief we are on a spinning ball Earth, if you cannot think beyond that or put that aside, then you are the retarded one. You are the globe-tard. Cut the coconut open and find out it's made up of meat and coconut water. Meat and coconut water.
Where am I? Wouldn't you like to know? Antarctica? Foreign landscape?
That's not a sailboat over there.
Those aren't people. There's no wires. And there's no snow. There's a limited amount of vegetation. Wouldn't you like to know about this place? Foreign environment you've never visited. Could you even imagine that? Or when I say that, you can only think of Mars and NASA. Do I have exclusive access? Wouldn't you like to know? Or would you rather just believe? Or wouldn't you like to know? Would you like to believe? Or would you like to know? You choose one, because it seems to me you're okay being placated with believing. I'm into knowing. I would like to know. I don't want to believe the Earth is a ball because you showed me a cartoon picture painted by the likes of artists of my caliber. I want to know. So the only way to know this is doing an expedition clear across the continent of Antarctica. But they won't let you unless you're one of them. Because if we come into contact with where I am now, well, that pretty much throws out the last 500 or 600 or 1,000 years of history, doesn't it? Including your World War II and whatever happened then.